I think we're recording. I can see the number moving. So, hello, this is Alex Ko, the father of Three Job podcast, another episode. And today I've got an interview with a very, very special person. I've never met her in real life, but we've networked and contacted through LinkedIn, a very special social media which I use every single day, more than my Facebook now. And this special guest on the show, her name is Stacy Edghill, and she's locally in Aberdeen. So for the last 12 months, always following social influencer, and Stacy is one of those local ones who actually engage with her followers, and she's out there to reach and help many people and also businesses. I suppose her expertise is personal and career branding in the northeast of Scotland, and then she's well known. She's well known among every people. Every time I go out and meet somebody and speak about networking, somebody knows Stacy somewhere. I'm sure it's the same Stacy Edghill. So I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna bring Stacy into the show. And welcome, Stacy. Welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Yes. Good evening, Alex. Thank you very much for having me on. And yeah, as you've said, Stacy Edghill.
The reason why I got you on here today, Stacy, is because you're a very engaging social influencer, and the thing that I really like to dig in and in deep to understand is you moving on from a corporate role that you've been 10-15 years of your career, and then moving into entrepreneurship, your business, Hibiscus Media Events. So that's where we want to dig a bit deeper to know about you, because you're always sharing with people on LinkedIn. Today it's your opportunity to shine and tell us more about yourself. So you can start and tell us about yourself and your business and where it all began.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say that's 3 times now you've called me an influencer, and I'm so uncomfortable with that. I don't think I see myself in that light, but thank you very much for that. Second of all, so my business, Hibiscus Media and Events, really the philosophy behind Hibiscus Media and Events is helping people be seen, be noticed, and be chosen. So everything I do and everything I look to work with, I always ask myself the question, can I help this person or their business be seen, be noticed, and be chosen? And if the answer is yes, then I want to work with them.
Okay.
LinkedIn, which is really the LinkedIn training, and
yes.
The LinkedIn training, I gear that towards people, not business. So helping the person with their own, personal branding, raising their own awareness, and helping them use LinkedIn as a good sales tool for networking if they're building their business.
Yes.
And then events, I run various events, whether it's networking, whether it's the LinkedIn training is event, or some big events, some big balls, the comedy ball and the young professionals ball. So.
Okay. And what age group people are starting to come to you? Is it just the millennials, or are people past their 40s thinking about social media now? How is it changing? How is this industry changing in social media?
Sure. I mean, I've been asked by some students for help, so I'm getting some very young people just entering into the workplace, and then I've had people who are my age or a bit older saying, okay, I need some help with this as well. So my age range is really working age is what my age range is. So anything from about 18 to 5.
Wow, people from 18 years old are coming to you now. They're not thinking about just university, getting good grades. They're actually thinking about how do I brand myself.
Yes. Yeah.
To get all there. Oh, wonderful. And so what made the decision for you to start Hibiscus Media? You could have, spun out off a company, within a company, a big corporate company. Why do you decide to go, I'm going to do myself, I'm going to be my own boss? Can you just share that with us, please?
Well, I'll go back a little step, first of all, to the LinkedIn training, because how that came about, which will lead into the business, was I don't know how many years ago this was now, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I'd been made redundant, or my role had been made redundant from a job. And I had started building up a little bit of a connection base on LinkedIn, but I didn't really realize the power of it.
Wow.
So I went to my connections, I posted that I was looking for a new job, and the response was phenomenal. I won't go into it, but basically within a 3-week period, I had 19 different potential job opportunities to look for.
19?
I had to write them down on a bit of paper because I kept forgetting who I was talking to. So anyway, in the end, I went with one which actually happened to be my first choice. It worked out very well, but I was grateful for every opportunity that came my way. And a month after getting that job. So that was my first indication of LinkedIn as a tool. And a month after getting that job, I then wrote an article back when, I don't know if you remember, but when LinkedIn used Pulse, so your articles were pushed out to anybody can go into Pulse and just read all the articles.
Yes.
I wrote about what I'd learned about being made redundant, or the actions I took and everything. And it was really just from the heart, and I didn't really give it a second thought, but it had a phenomenal response. At the time of not even having 4,000 connections, it had 4,000. Connected with somebody. I used to babysit his children when I was a teenager, and they moved back to the States, and he came across my article and got back in touch. So it reached really far.
Wow.
I started taking a real interest in LinkedIn, so I started doing lots and lots with it. I was posting regularly, and I mean, I did a couple of courses as well, but I really started to learn how to use it.
Yes.
And probably about a year and a half ago or thereabouts, I was noticing more and more people kept asking me, "Oh, how do you do this and how do you that?" And I would just tell them. And somebody turned around one day and she said, "You should charge for this," and I just laughed it off. And then somebody else said it, and somebody else said it. So I started thinking, maybe I should start. Anyway, so I put together a course. I started delivering it to friends on a one-to-one basis so I could know what I had in it. And at the same time, I happened to change jobs. So the new company I went with, out through them, but my course. Well, after the first one was delivered, actually not quite true, the week before the first one was delivered, the managing director took me aside and said, "Look, things are changing. You know, we're going to be disbanding the company."
Okay.
Basically, I was being told I was being made redundant again. However, what he said to me was, "Stacy, it's time you go out on your own." He said, "You need to be working for yourself. You need to, this course," he said, "it's your course. We don't own it. You're the one putting it together. You're delivering it. You need to take that and all the other stuff you're doing, and you need to work for yourself." So it was really him that gave me the push. So that's what led me in. I didn't question it. I walked out of that meeting thinking, that's it, I'm starting my own business. It wasn't until a few weeks later that it even occurred to me I could have gone and looked for another job. That wasn't an option. From the time we had that conversation, it was all about. And that's really how it came about. And that was January this year that I started, and so far.
Yeah, wow. I mean, if, not many people, I would say, I'll pull a number, 7 out of 10 people, if they lose a job, they'll go out with the network and find another job. But then you thought, hang on, I'm going to step back and then try something myself with the support of your peers, the people around you going, "Stacy, you need to do it. You need to do it. There's a demand for it."
Well, so I then, I made the decision, but in the time before I announced it or told anybody, I made a few phone calls to some trusted people, some advisors, people I looked up to, and every single one of them, without fail, said to me either, "It's about time," or, "Oh, I actually thought it was your business. I thought you worked for yourself anyway."
Oh, what a good confidence support there. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, okay. I'll give this a go. And as I said, it wasn't until a couple of weeks later that I thought maybe I could have got a job if I wanted to. And I always had that as my safety net. And it's maybe not ideal, not for everybody. For me, I always thought, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll put myself back out there and I'll go and get another job.
Plan B, yes. You can get a plan B anytime you want. So give. Wow. Okay. So when you were selecting your plan A, obviously speaking to people, didn't any fears come into your head? Go, is this right? Is this right? Have I got a parachute? Have I got a spare parachute? Is this right? This might be career ending. Some people go through the phase talking to themselves. I've spoken to a few people. Didn't you, that fear zone and the comfort zone and the jump? Can you just describe to us, that day you go, "I'm going to do it."
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly. When I had that conversation and made that decision there and then that I was going to start my own business, I had 2 overwhelming feelings, and they worked alongside each other, and they've never left me. One was pure excitement. I just kind of thought, this is brilliant. I'm so excited. And the other one was pure terror. I was like, what am I doing? What if it doesn't work? I don't have any savings. I have a mortgage. I have bills. This has to work from month one.
Yes.
I have no safety net whatsoever. And those two, and in fact, one of my trusted advisors that I spoke to, when he said, "What do you feel?" and I told him that exact, I said, "I'm terrified and I'm excited, and they're both the same. And he said, good. He said, that's how you should feel. That's a perfect. Now you're definitely ready to go and start on your own.
Really? Wow.
They should probably never leave, and so far they haven't. Those feelings haven't left. Not that I question or doubt myself, but I'm still working month to month. I don't have a long-term guarantee, and so I've still got that kind of what if it doesn't work? What if I don't manage it or whatever?
Yeah.
But every day I'm excited. I think about this all the time, and I'm just as excited today as I was when that idea popped into my head, or was put into my head rather.
Wow. So it's different. It's different when you're working for somebody because you're running your own business, and then the enthusiasm, you just wake up with energy.
Well,
you just jump out of bed.
I had that anyway, so I didn't really think I would feel much different because I've always enjoyed work, and that's why I've never had a desire. Before this, a few people had said to me before, why do you never go out and work for yourself? And I was like, because I enjoy my job, I enjoy who I'm working for, I like the guarantee, the safety net of knowing that I've got a guaranteed income at the end of the month, regardless how I've performed. And as I say, I always enjoyed the people I was working for, so I was really happy to be going out and working. I worked really hard. I was happy to do that. But then suddenly when I had the opportunity to do it myself, it's different. And I would have never thought it would be different, but it is.
Wow.
It's better, but I still wouldn't knock working, being employed, because I enjoyed that too. And if I had to go back to being employed, I would do it happily.
Okay. So are you employing anybody? Have you got a team around Hibiscus Media yet?
It's just me, and until I know, I'm busy. I'm very, very busy. I'm working a lot of hours.
Yes.
Days, but I still don't have enough to guarantee taking on somebody. So that I haven't ruled it out. But I think probably my next step is to look at some admin support, whether that's a virtual PA or something, is probably the thing I'll do before I take on somebody. So.
Take some non-technical role off you, and then you can focus on more value return agendas. Good. I see. So what's your plans for the next 12 months then? I'm not going to go too far, but 12 months. I'm sure you've got a long list of stuff. What do you want to see Stacy Edghill now, and then Stacy Edghill in 2020 this time next year? What's your 12 months goal just now? I'm really curious to know.
At the moment, if I'm being honest, my goal is getting month to month. I'm probably only be able to plan in about 2 to 3 months in advance of certain courses and stuff, but generally a month to month. And because this started, this conversation about starting this business happened at the end of November, and I started it in January, so I didn't have a long time to prepare or to put a business plan or anything. So I always went into it knowing that however it was looking now, probably in the next 6 months or to a year, it's going to look a bit different. And I was prepared for that and more than happy for that to happen. But already I'm starting to see it really take shape, predominantly and very much so with the LinkedIn training. So I've started putting together a few ideas of how I can add to that without having, because there's only so many days in a month that I can do that.
Exactly.
So that's limited. So what I've put in place is anybody that comes on one of my courses, they get put into a private group after, and that group is going to contain any updates, anything that changes. Things change all the time, and already I've had to change so many slides in my course from course to course.
Yes.
Once they've been in the course, rather than them having to think, right, in a year's time I need to go in again, they'll get put in that group. Now, at the moment for this year, I'm doing that for free.
Yes.
But I intend to start charging for that next year. So that'll hopefully start building a little bit of sustainability there. And then the other thing I plan to do is do an online course at the end of the year. And the reason I'm not doing it now is because every so often when I run a course, somebody asks a question and I can answer the question, but I never thought to put it in the course.
Right. So you're still developing it as you go along.
I just want to make sure that, because if I do an online course that people can subscribe to, I can't answer the questions. So I want to make sure I've got all my bases covered as much as possible. So that's my plan for later on in the year. And then that can hopefully, those are things that can build up while I'm not there. And I am speaking to a few people about some partnerships. So there could be other things coming, but there's too many and things are not finalized to go into them. So hopefully there's things going on.
Okay. So because we live in Aberdeen and things are predominantly, oil and gas. So do you see, so your businesses, is it mainly oil and gas, or does it cover diverse, it's just...
My business will work, my training will work for anybody who wants to promote themselves and get business. It's not tailored to any industry whatsoever because of the methods I use, and I've used them in all the industries I've worked in, and I've worked in various industries.
Yeah.
So I have delivered the training to oil companies, and I've also delivered it to non-oil companies. So
I see.
for my business to do it, I will tailor a few slides.
Do you see yourself going more outside, more than Aberdeen, Inverness? Do you see yourself go into England, to Europe? Do you see yourself growing? If I could multiply it to 10, I'm sure you just conquered the world now, because of your time. It's all your time that you're constrained to in a single day. So
Yeah.
do you see yourself?
Me personally, I'm not 100% sure about that. Whether my course, whether it was somebody else wanted to deliver it, I don't know how that would look, whether it's a franchise model or what, I don't know. I would contemplate that. But there's so many good people out there delivering LinkedIn training that I don't really want to go and step on anybody's toes. But when I started this, I also thought, you know what, nobody's doing it in Aberdeen, so let me take it to Aberdeen. So yeah, the online one, that's kind of my way of taking it a bit further out. But for me, I'll happily travel. If somebody wants me to travel, they want to pay my travel, and I'd have to go and deliver it. But I think there's enough in sort of Aberdeen and the surrounding areas for me to go on for now, and at least the first part of my business plan. Later on, I don't know, but there is only one of me, so I don't know how much I can go to.
So Stacy, asking you a bit a challenging question. So how different is your LinkedIn, your education, your style compared to someone the likes of in Australia, like Ruby Lee, or someone Goldie Chan in America? How are you different from these guys? How do you make it different? Is it regional or is it your style? I would like to dig in a bit deeper.
What I do with my courses is they're very, very interactive. So it's not a case of this is what you should be doing, go home and do it. And my courses are, this is what you should be doing, and this is why. Now open up your laptop and let's do it. So before the end of the day, people have gone home and they've fixed their profile, they've optimized it for best results. They've put a post out there designed to garner some good engagement. They've done some searches for the type of people and seen how to get the right results. So it's a very interactive course. And the reason I did that was because, like I said, when I started taking a real interest in LinkedIn, I went in a couple of courses, and each one I came away feeling so motivated, so inspired. Yes, I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm going to do it. And I didn't do it because I would just get busy. So, and lastly, the last few courses that I went on, I didn't learn anything. And that's when I thought, no, and that's no disrespect to the trainers, it was because I'd learned enough at that point. So I thought, okay, right, it's time for me to take this to Aberdeen, but I don't want people coming to my courses and then not doing anything about it. So I built this course that's just very interactive. So that is probably the difference that I deliver between a lot of people.
Do you get any? So does the person's personality? How do you tailor? You might get a group of 8 people and 2 really quiet people, 2 really loud ones, and how do you try to normalize it? Do you try to normalize it? How do you get the interaction well balanced?
We have a little bit of an icebreaker first of all, and they're saying 8, but my maximum number on the groups is 12, so I keep them light so that people can get to know each other. On my courses, when the general ones that people can book onto, I have a photographer at the start, and so they all get a headshot included in their package, and that actually helps because they're sitting there, they're chatting, they're getting the photo one by one, coming back and getting to know each other. So actually, what I find is by the time we start and get into it, and because it's so interactive, people start talking to each other anyway. So, and I did notice, you've got your usual people who are a bit louder and people who are quiet, but that's okay. They didn't feel uncomfortable because they could be as quiet as they want, but still be part of it. So keeping the number small really helps for that.
Right. So the challenge with LinkedIn lately is the dynamics are changing, the algorithm are changing as fast as Instagram and catching up, because I use it myself. I see things change a lot in the last 9 months compared to when I first started 5 years ago. It was just a CV builder for me, but now it's just changing really, really quick. So how do you it's like a game now. How do you cling on? How do you find out and figure out the algorithm and crack the code basically?
Yeah, so well, first of all, for me, it's about regular use, about seeing what other people are doing, and sometimes what other people are posting. Sometimes I'll find out something, I think, oh, I didn't know, because I deliver this to help people get the most out of LinkedIn. LinkedIn doesn't employ me to do this, so I don't get advance warning when things are happening. So quite often I'm finding out about it the same as everybody else or a bit after. So it's very regular use for me.
Yes.
For people that have been in my course, as I mentioned, they don't have to worry as much about it, because as soon as I find out something, I go and put it in the group that we have. So they are kept up to date. So even when they've been in my course, they don't have to feel, well, I went in the course and things have changed. They went in the course, but they're continually getting information.
Right. So one last LinkedIn question before I change it, because it's so interesting, so much knowledge, is I've got friends at work, some guys, men, ladies, they've been there for 25, 30 years, and they said, why do you use LinkedIn? People use LinkedIn if you want to change job.
Mhm.
That's what the perception back
Yeah.
in 2012, 13, 14. Somebody goes on LinkedIn, logged on,
Yeah.
he or she is looking for a job. So what's your advice for people? How do you push people to use LinkedIn? Because I believe LinkedIn is a great tool, regardless you're in a job or not in a job, personal branding or just out there sharing. Any advice from you for people?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I don't push anyone to use LinkedIn, but I tell people about the benefits and how much I get out of it. And if they want to learn about it, I'll teach them about it. But having said that, I have ran some courses from people who were obviously, I wouldn't necessarily say pushed, but by their bosses, were taking this person in to run this course. So they were a little bit skeptical, I guess, is the word I would use.
Yeah.
When I run a course and people book onto it, because they're booking themselves onto a course. And that's a very common thought by people, that it's just for people wanting to look a job, or that's the only thing I would use it for. It's really just explaining the benefits. I just say to look how much I use it. I've now managed to make a business out of using LinkedIn.
Yes.
I'm paying my bills just by using LinkedIn, basically. So anybody can brand themselves. They can, and I often say in my courses that really I see LinkedIn for those two purposes. One is for looking for a job for individuals. One is for looking for a job, and one is as a sales tool. My course is based on a sales tool. So if you think you're wanting to use it to look for a job, don't bother coming on the course. You will pick up some hints and tips, but it won't be focused on that. But if you want to increase your more sales for you and your business, then the course is ideal for you.
Wow. Okay. That's we need to share. I need to get the links from you for your courses, your Eventbrite. I'm going to share it on podcast for people to know. Yeah.
It's fully booked.
Yes, the last one's fully booked. I saw the update. 2 space left. It's a bit too late.
Well, I had one, and I decided to give away the last one. So I've run in a little competition that people have to go onto my page, find the post, and comment on it, and then I'll do a draw on Monday. I would have done a live draw, but LinkedIn hasn't given me access to LinkedIn Live yet, so I can't do that. But I'll video.
Yes, it's still in beta stage. I noticed that LinkedIn Live is still in beta. Yeah.
But the next one will probably be in August, so that'll be going up very soon.
Okay. Good. And going back to the entrepreneur question, have you got any 3 positive takeaway for my listeners? Because my listeners are generally, people between the 28 to 45, young family, young couples. Any 3-point short advice on how to jump into entrepreneurship, living your comfort zone? Anything that you can share?
Yeah. So one would be what I said earlier, which is have a backup plan.
Yes. Backup plan.
Have some backup plan, whether that's some savings. I didn't have the savings, so my backup plan was, if it doesn't work, I'll go and get another job. But that takes a little bit of pressure off you. Once you have that thought in your head, you don't ever want the worry to go away, but you don't want to lose sleep over it. So I don't lose sleep over it anymore, because I think, okay, if it doesn't work, I will just go and look for another job. So that's gone. The second one is whatever it is you want to do, to have that idea of, the idea, the product, the service, whatever it is, but know it inside out. I don't teach anything that I've had to go to learn. I teach what I've done and what I've practiced myself.
Right.
So that's the one I would say, is that just 100% believe in what you've got and understand it inside out, so that you know that you can sell it,
Yes.
easily, and people will believe it. Like I said, everything I do and teach, I've proven already.
Yes.
So I believe in my methods that's worked for me. That's what I'm teaching.
Okay.
And the last one is to use your network. to work on your network, to build it, but to use your network to ask for the help.
Yes, put up the hand. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I can only really speak for my network,
Yeah.
but my network was amazing, and the people I'm connected to, and I got help and advice, and still do if I need it. And people have been very, very supportive. So use your network.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that 3 tips. And I suppose, I don't want to take too much of that. I've got one really exciting question that I always ask my interviewers is, do you have any special company or person or celebrity that you would like to work with to help them?
Yeah, and like, I mean, you surprised me with that question, so I didn't know what you were going to say. And so while you were speaking it, and this person has popped into my head, and I've never thought about it before, but it's popped into my head and I cannot get him out now. So I think I'd like to work with Piers Morgan. Now, I think
Nice.
a lot about Instagram, so I could learn off of him as well, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I could help him with the LinkedIn side of things. So
Yes, yes. He's pretty good on Twitter as well, but I don't see him on LinkedIn. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's try do a campaign, reach out for him. It's a goal for your 2019 goal.
I don't think
Wow.
interviewed by him.
Oh, that's really good. That's good. Thank you very much, Stacy. Thank you very much. So, thank you very much again for your time tonight. I know you have taken half an hour of your time, and I'm really grateful that you could share your story with my listeners, because on LinkedIn you're always helping people. And one thing that I need to give you credit, I've seen on LinkedIn today, somebody actually came on my LinkedIn thanking you because he's lost his job, and you were there to reach out to try to help him, a lending hand. So well done. You're always there helping.
What goes around comes around. So yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Thank you. So hopefully my viewers, you have enjoyed this interview podcast with Stacy, and please do reach out for her on LinkedIn. She's very engaging. She's getting busier by the day, I can see. And hopefully, grab her while she's still, available, because I'm sure one day when she builds her team around, she's going to be hard to get. She's going to be appointment only. So grab her while you can. And also, Stacy, you are a social influencer. I class you as a social influencer, and you're reachable as well. And I give you a lot of credit for it. And thank you very much for helping everyone in Aberdeen. And thank you for coming on my show. So hope to work with you and chat to you in future again.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Any famous last words for the viewers before we hang up?
No, just good night and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.